We're waiting. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Winning on Wednesday. My name is Juan Vides, and the purpose we're here to simply get to know each other. I always say people do business whom they know, like, and trust. And I would like to introduce my co-host, Meryl. How are you?
I am doing very well. I am Meryl Oceaner, founder, chief storyteller, and podcast producer with Smith Douglas Associates.
Excellent. Thank you. And I would like to also introduce Robin. Robin, my other co-host, Robin Shatskin. How are you?
Good morning, everybody. Robin Shatskin, Travel by Robin S. I like to make people go away.
Okay, good. And I wanted to introduce other people that that help out the board of directors here. So I just want to make them a quick introduction, so just people recognize that it just takes a team. It's not just us. And Tony, how are you, Tony? We wanted to say a quick intro, say hello. Yeah, how you doing?
Tony Melodica, business lawyer, Raimondi Law PC, Massapequa.
Okay, excellent. And then we have Joe. How you doing, Joe?
Hey, Joe Saraselli, Aging Issues and head of the Aging Resource Group.
Okay, excellent. And we also have Glenn also with us as well. Glenn is a good friend of mine. So Glenn, how are you?
Good, how you doing? Hi, everybody. Glenn Haas, Stable Fire.
Thank you. All right. So Robin, did I miss out anybody? Did I miss anybody else, or are we good? You're muted.
I'm here.
Oh, no, okay, sorry. Okay, Robin, go ahead.
No, okay, no, I don't believe so. So yeah, so we're missing Patty today. She's on the road. So I'm just going to go over some quick rules. I think you all pretty much know, staying positive. Please, if you have to take a phone call, either just put yourself on mute or turn off your camera. Please keep in mind that we are being recorded, and if you've never watched watch this meeting on YouTube, I suggest that you guys do go on YouTube and see what's going on. Right now, just make sure that if your camera isn't on, please put your camera on. During the course of the meeting, if you don't realize that if you jump out of the meeting and you come back in, you are in the main room, and the main room is being recorded.
Yep.
So we have a lot of new people coming in, and for those of us who do miss the meetings from time to time, we do watch the meetings. So just please realize that keeping positivity, and we're teaching people. We do have new people watching, so please keep it real. This is not a time to eat your breakfast. This is not a time, to kind of take a nap or to relax. We are here. If we were sitting in a boardroom, this is exactly the same thing. So
okay. And the question of the week, what was the question of the week? We got muted. So yeah, everything got muted. So somebody has muted. Go ahead, Robin. Oh,
you just muted yourself again.
Yeah, it keeps muted. No worries.
Well, hey, listen, I know that's a very powerful button to mute me. So the question of the week: what does networking mean to you? How is it that you network?
What does networking mean to you? Okay, here we go. I'm going to go to the rooms here. So just bear with me 1 second. Here we go. Make them a little bit more smaller. Here we go. Alrighty. Hello. How are you, Christabel? You're
Hi,
muted.
Juan.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you.
We're just coming back from the breakout room, so about five more seconds, and then we're gonna go back into.
Yeah, I actually didn't want to miss the Zoom this morning. I'm sitting in my
looking
car
good.
because I have to go to a meeting.
You're
I
looking
have to
good.
go to a meeting at 12
Looking good.
o'clock.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. How was that?
Very good.
Very good. All right. Excellent.
Too
All
short,
right.
too short.
Too short. Too short.
For the
Glenn.
people who are talking.
Glenn.
Yes,
what
sir.
was the question of the week?
What does networking mean to you?
Okay. What does networking mean to you? Here we go. How's everybody doing? You guys are not in a breakout room, so this is our own breakout room.
There you go, Juan the King.
Wow.
Networking.
Okay. So, what does networking mean to you? We'll start with Diego. Let's go, Diego. What does that network mean to you?
Good morning, everyone. Great question. I mean, I think it's an opportunity to meet people. I think that as we talk plenty of times, I mean, people want to do business with other people they know and trust. And for me, it's an opportunity to spread my word into what I do, and then find folks like yourselves so that we build a rapport and comfort level to hopefully, do business with each other.
Gotcha. And Trevor, what about you?
Oh, very much like as Diego was saying, but for me, it's also about how I can help somebody else. Because when you've been networking for a while, you often make those relationships, and somebody says, "Oh, I really need help with assistance," or "I was looking for so and so." So it so happens, I know somebody, and I'd rather give you a referral as opposed to being a client. For me, it's been rememberable.
Got it.
That's a good way to do it.
And Bill?
Yeah, I mean, you're asking the question of what's networking. I mean,
yeah, well, to you. What does it mean to you?
I mean, it's a combination of things. I like, again, what Diego said. I'm going to add the B&I twist of know, like, and trust, besides just, two of the items, the third. But also, I think it's, something that's getting a little serious consideration on my end recently is getting people who you can create what's called reciprocity with, or reciprocal partners that they think about you. They can't necessarily promise you stuff, but even if it's opportunity like, hey, I was thinking of you, or I thought of this, or this might help you or your business. It might not have to be a client, but they might say, hey, Bill, I like today, I had a one-to-one with someone earlier from another networking group I'm on, and he was like, hey, there's a Chamber of Commerce just near you, like 5-10 minutes away. And I said, I had no idea, let me check it out. So that wasn't a client, but it was an opportunity to help my business.
I think information. You're right. Information, sharing information. And Corey, what about you? What does networking mean to you?
Well, in that same vein, I think providing information and being an expert in your field, I think, is an important part of networking. That people know that I am an expert in property management. That they can know if they have a question to be a resource for people, and I feel like providing value to other people is the best way to network, because then they want to help you. They want to be be involved with you.
Exactly. And Raj, what about you?
So for me, it's about expanding my passion. For me, immigration is my passion. I teach it. I live it. I came here as an immigrant, so it's for me to reach out so that I can help as many people as I possibly can. Education is also, my passion, since I'm a professor, an adjunct professor who teaches immigration. So it's just expanding what my passion is.
And you put yourself out there too. When people see that you are confident, it shows value. And I think that's what you're selling sometimes, is the value that you're a professional and that you know what you're doing, and that builds confidence with people. And Larry, how are you, Larry? Well,
good. Hey, Glenn.
Good. What's networking mean to you? Because networking has sense different to everybody, and what's your personal take with networking?
Yeah, I think it's knowing that, and a lot of what people said is part of it too. I agree with a lot of that. is knowing that for me, I'm not going to be the pushy sales type. That's just not my personality, but it's expanding your sort of your group of second and third relationships, if you will, taking like the LinkedIn presence and expanding it on Zoom and in person. And you never know where opportunities can come up. It's kind of hard to judge. You can't read a book by its cover, and some, it's just like somebody else said, or Trevor maybe said, it's giving as much as taking. So if I had a group that was sort of based in Chicago, for instance, a networking group that was years ago on Zoom, and now I'm not going to their events, but I'm still getting the emails because it's nice events probably downtown. And but if I meet with people that are in that area, I'll mention that and those kind of things. As an example, I might not be attending some of those in person, of course, but certainly it's a great group, and it's who's to know in that city, and I'm going to mention that to somebody in Illinois. So,
Thank you, Larry. And Mara, what about you? What's networking to you? What does network mean to you?
Hey guys, good morning. First of all, I'm sorry for being late. I couldn't filter your email out for some reason. I was looking in a different way. Anyway, I'm probably the biggest on networking here, and I'll tell you why, without diminishing what anybody else said, because I wasn't born here. I didn't grow up here, didn't go to college or med school here. So when I became an entrepreneur, it was very different for me. It was not like the corporation gave you a list of hospitals. You have to go as a salesperson or medical specialist. You have to find clients yourself. So networking became everything to me. I'm not even exaggerating. Even if my, say, travel agency was a startup, it was a small business and wasn't even feeding me even before the pandemic, not yet. I thought I did a good job with networking because that small business came from my networking, period. I almost didn't have family here. My sister's family just came to LA a few months ago, and I have some extended family here and there, but not even in New York. So as I said, it's everything to me. Plus, obviously, I'm a natural born helper. And I like helping people too. It's not transactional to me. I refer people to people who never booked anything with me. So now I have two businesses with that, plus that medical device. So I rely on networks.
Mara, you touched onto something, is when you help people, you bring value. That's the whole thing. And when you're trying to sell, and that's the problem that people do think, is that they're trying to make the sell, they're trying to buy. But in a way, you have to bring value. What do you bring to the table? And if you provide me information, something that is sometimes people don't realize it doesn't take money or monetarily. It takes information. Sometimes I don't come from money. I don't come from wealth. If you know my story, I wasn't born in this country, right? And I now I have 6 companies, but how I was able to do that was through helping other people. And by helping other people, you build goodwill capital. It's almost like an ATM. You can withdraw with that ATM anytime, but you have to build that. And that comes with networking. So, but thank you for sharing that. Virginia, I just want to give other people an opportunity, a chance to speak. Virginia, what is networking to you? Yeah, well, I'm sorry. So, Zig Ziglar, yes. Virginia, go ahead.
Yes, hi. To me, networking is learning, right? Learning from others. I have learned so much from WOW. And it has helped me a lot tremendously in my business. And not only that, like everybody's saying, helping other people also. It has helped me to grow my business and help others to let them grow their business as well.
Yeah, and we grow through our experiences. That's one of the things. And Annabelle, you're muted, but I don't know, but if you can unmute it, I don't know if you're there. But I just want to give an opportunity for everybody to speak. Again, it's all about being fairness and respectful to others, and giving an opportunity to everybody have an opportunity to talk. So Annabelle, go ahead. Christabel, I'm sorry. Christabel, you're muted. Christabel, you're muted. Yeah,
Sorry.
there you go. Yeah, you go.
Every time it comes into a new room, it mutes me again.
No, yes. Every time you guys come into the main room, it gets muted. So what's networking really quick to you? Because we only got a few seconds left.
I mean, I just explained networking. I just want to have organic, true leads and real relationships with people that we can really do business. Because there's not enough time for me to explain, but and I know that sometimes you meet people and the conversation just goes left.
Yep.
It's nothing about what the networking is about, and they're trying to sell something or they discuss things that has nothing to do with what we really had this one-on-one to do. So that's what is networking to me. I just want organic relationships that we can really do real business together.
Well said. Well said. Welcome back, everybody. We had our own little breakout room, so you can always watch the replay and watch our answers. Great answers, by the way. A lot of great information out there. And let me see, Tony. Tony, what was the question of the week, Tony?
Yeah, the question of the week is, what does business networking mean to you?
What does networking mean to you? Okay, here we go. 5 to 4. Eesh. Let's see here. Good. Holy cow. 64 people today. Yeah, 64. It's like my favorite console, Nintendo 64. 64 bits. 64 people.
Well, that's going back a ways.
Yes, I know. And I don't know if you guys know, but sometimes my friend Bob Lane comes here. He's the former CEO of the Commodore 64. So
Oh,
and he
wow.
he worked with Steve Jobs and a lot of people. So he comes, he pops in here once in a while. So here we go. Get some people in the waiting room. So how are you guys liking WoW so far? Oh, I can tell. Go ahead. Glenn was like, "Oh yeah, this is boring. I'm tired. I'm getting out of here." No, just joking, man. Welcome back. So how was that, everybody?
It was good.
It was good. Okay,
Yeah,
excellent.
I was wowed.
You were wowed. Okay, excellent. Well, we have 64 people today, so that's now 65. And the numbers keep on going up with 65 people. Well, this is my favorite part of the show. This is where we give thank you and recognitions. Hold on, I'm gonna just mute everybody here real quickly. Just give me 1 second. And Robin, can you go over the rules again and let these folks know how to raise their hand if they're sure?
Absolutely. So if you guys go down to the bottom of your screen, you'll see a little smiley face. It says reactions. If you click on reactions, a little screen will appear and it should say raise hand. So if you click on raise hand, you will raise your hand.
All right, we'll start with Charlie. You'll have the first one to go. Charlie.
Well, I went ahead and I met with Meryl. We met up for lunch and had a very nice one-to-one and learned a lot about what she's doing. We talked a little bit about hockey since she's a Pittsburgh fan and had a good time. And eventually one day I'm going to be calling her up, and since she's never gone to a hockey game, if my wife doesn't go to a game, I will take her to our first hockey game.
There you go. Very good. And that's what it's all about, making new friends. Good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Charlie. Next we go to Lisa. Lisa, Star Lawrence. How are you, Lisa?
Good. Very good. I want to thank Janine Boland for an amazing interview. And I want to thank Les Wolf. I don't think he's on today. Also for an amazing interview. Great human beings and amazing stories.
Yes, I second that too. And take it off to Janine. Tag, you're it.
Oh, well, thank you, Lisa. Pleasure. Also, because I'm a broadcaster, I don't have the option of one-to-ones. I have to bring you guys all into one meeting. So for my Friday open coffee, I had Brian Kennedy, Frederick with Gold Thread Tech, Rajiv, Lewis with Cost Analysis, Bill, the Romance by Choice Man, and Amy, Rock Can Roll. Thank you all for joining me for my open coffee so I could get you networked with the appropriate people. It's my pleasure to be of service to you.
I love making these connections. And Bill? Go ahead, you see.
Okay, well, yeah, I was going to thank Janine. It was a very interesting meeting that we had on Friday.
There you go. And this is what it's all about. I love this, making these connections. We go, Jim. How are you, Jim?
Hey, I want to thank Juan.
Okay.
I had a great one-on-one with Juan, learned about his road to success, which was incredibly interesting, and about his great family. And also, before I knew it, 2 hours were gone. We had a great one-on-one. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Likewise. Thank you. Diane, how are you, Diane?
Thank you. I want to thank Howie Mann for a great referral that was closed business, which was great for both of us. And I had a couple one-on-ones from the last meeting, and great to be a part of this group. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Diane. And we go to Howie. Tag, you're it, Howie.
You stole my thunder, Diane. That's exactly what I was going to say. And you are just one wonderful banker. I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
Wow. I'm feeling love today. This is great. I'm loving this. I'm being wowed today. You guys are wowing me today. I love it. Oh, and we got to go. My friends at Jovia Financial Credit Union. How you doing, Kapila? How you doing?
Hi, I was wowed today. In the group of 4, we were, out of that 3 were bankers, but specializing in their own field. So that was a wow. And we'll be connecting with Howie soon, since he spreads out the HELOCs a lot. So thank you,
I
Howie,
love it.
and I will call
love
you.
it.
Thanks.
This is what it's all about, folks. It's all about making those connections. Next we go to Jill. How are you, Jill?
I am good. I also want to thank Howie Mann. He is the consummate
perfectly well-versed networker. He and friendly and kind and is always looking out for Spectrum Designs. And anybody who doesn't know Howie Mann should meet him.
Oh, goodness. Thank you, Jill.
It's true.
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks. Next we go to Amber. I think I muted you by accident. So I think I tried to help you, but then it just got muted. So how you doing,
No
Amber?
problem. Thank you so much for having me today. I wanted to thank Lisa Chalker for inviting me. This was such a wonderful group, and I was really able to meet so many wonderful people. So thank you for the opportunity.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Excellent. Welcome on Winter Wednesday. Hey, Craig, how are you?
Good. Want to first thank Mara. I had a wonderful one-on-one with her. Lasted over an hour. I want to thank Christabel, as always. What an amazing person. Makes me feel so comfortable to talk to her. We had a second one-on-one because the first one was just so good. And Howie, everyone's giving praise to Howie, and Howie doesn't know this, but I'm actually not filming any more commercials or whatnot. I had a previous client that he sent me come back to me and asked me to film something else, but I referred that to now the person who's taking over for all my commercial events. So Howie, man,
Wow.
let's just all one-on-one. Thank you, Howie.
Wow, that's great. Thanks. That's awesome, Craig. Thank you for sharing. It's wow. And I second that with Christabel. I had a great one-to-one with Christabel. She's amazing. So you definitely. Sam, how are you, Sam?
I'm doing great, Juan. I'm doing great. So I just want to give a shout out to John Noonan, who isn't here this week, but I met him last week at Winning on Wednesdays. We did a one-on-one, and he's such a tremendous guy. And we're obviously like we're not going to be customers of each other, but he like helped me, connected me with some other networking groups. I had connected him with some networking groups, and it was just a really nice connection and conversation. And it's like, to me, like that's what this is all about, that collaboration, and not about making money off of each other, but really about helping each other.
Right. Absolutely. It's about helping one another. 100%. Nicole, how are you, Nicole?
Hi, this is my first time, so I guess I want to thank
Welcome.
everybody, but I really want to thank Joel, who was in one of my breakout groups. He, instantly asked to have a one-on-one, and I think that's really great that he took that initiative. So thank you, Joel.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Next we're going to go to Amy Geffen. How are you, Amy?
Hi, Juan. Hi, everybody. I want to thank Diane. This is the first time that I was in a small group with Diane. I'd love to have a one-to-one with her because she is going to be introducing me to someone at an outplacement company who's looking for 1099s, and that's what I do. So thank you, Diane.
Okay, excellent. Jan.
Yes, hi. I just like to tell you that a couple of weeks ago I had a nice one-on-one with James Licata, and we had so much fun. We're doing it again next week. So,
wow, you guys are gonna become the best friends over here. This is what it's all about. James, you're it, James. Thank you're it.
Yeah, echo right back to Jan, and I made a lot of great one-on-ones with a number of people in the community, and again, everyone's extremely helpful. But I'll take this time to give a special shout out to my buddy Joe Soroselli. I wanted to get on, in stages and platforms and get out and engage people. He invited me to join him on Senior Law Day in Yonkers on 10/19. So we're gonna be there live and in person, giving back to the community, getting in front of people, and again, really want to thank him again for letting me share, part of that, table or platform with him.
Excellent, thank you. Next we go to Mark Berlin.
Hello, thank you, Juan. I wanted to give a thank you to Janine Boland, who I was a guest on a couple of weeks ago, and I thank you for the introduction. I also had a great one-to-one with Daryl Haberman a few weeks ago. Thank you, Daryl, for the time, and a shout out to Christabel as well. We spoke to him.
Excellent. Trevor, you have your hand up.
Yes, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to Craig Leonard, sending a referral my way is last week. So thank you for that, Craig, and hopefully there's something new coming out from that very soon.
Every time I hear your accent, Trevor, it reminds me of my days when I was doing my consultings in the UK. So, my liquid lunches, those are great liquid lunches.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Liquid lunch goes down very well.
Properly, as they say. Craig Leonard, how are you, Craig?
Good. Thank you, Juan. Excuse me. And thank you, Trevor, for the kind words. I want to give a shout out to Chrissy Bell. We had a one-on-one that went over 90 minutes. So we were just talking, and it was going
Wow.
It was very smooth and enjoyed getting to know Christy better. So thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing. And last but not least, Robin.
So yeah, so I see a lot of new people today. So if you guys just welcome everybody. If everybody who is new, if you just want to raise your hands, so when you go into a breakout room, because there's a lot of new people, there's a lot of returning faces, which is wonderful to see everybody. So welcome back. I mean, to have this many people. So welcome back to the returning, and welcome to Zoom, welcome to WOW, to all of our new members.
So we had 65 so far today, and it's truly amazing. I'm wowed all the time, and I'm truly wowed. And Robin, what was the question of the week, by the way?
Well, what does networking mean to you?
What does networking mean to you? Here we go. Welcome back. Welcome back. So how was that? Was that good?
Great.
Okay, excellent. It's all about making those connections. And what I tell people also to keep those connections going, do those one-to-ones. It's really important to do those because that's where the magic happens. And ideas, thoughts, connections, and opportunities comes to those one-to-ones.
Yeah.
So I strongly encourage that.
Yes.
All right, I'll come back. Here we go. So how was that, everybody? Was that good?
Wow.
Okay, well, there you guys. Wow. All right, we got time for one more. And Meryl, what was the question of the week?
How do you define networking, and how do you network?
How do you network? Here we go. Open now. There we go. Hey, Robin, you're muted. You are muted. Just a reminder, every time that you come back to the main room.
I know everybody would love to mute me. I am, talk about being wowed.
Yeah.
Talk about being wowed. I just took myself out of a room because I was in a room with every single person. And then one of the people was in the room I haven't seen since he was 11, but I figured I would,
Wow, that's a wow moment.
That is a wow. It is a wow moment, but I didn't want to take away from the other people in the room. I can pick up the phone and call him otherwise. But I had this two incredible wow moments in two different rooms. And one of them was with Karen Shaw, who was talking about you. And the other wow moment was with this gentleman who was just coming into this room. I was just about to mention your name. So you popped up, and this is what happens, Fred, because I was just about to say to Juan, I just had this incredible wow moment, and I just witnessed it. I was just about to tell him, and this is, part of our YouTube video, and I'm going to talk about you in front of you, if that's okay with you.
And it's being recorded, and we're live
and
on
it is
YouTube.
being recorded, and I'm going to try not to get emotional because this is just me. Now, Juan, do you happen to know this gentleman?
I do not know. I know of him, but I don't know him, truly know him.
Okay, so we're going to have to learn a little bit more about what he's doing, but he's working on this really incredible project that is an educational for parents of children and that are playing sports, and it's about sports and injuries and preventing and understanding the dangers of children in sports and preventing them. And it's much more complicated. I'm simplifying it because I heard it in a minute and a half.
The one thing that comes to mind when I hear that, anytime I hear that, one word comes to mind: concussions. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
So what I said in this meeting was, right, Fred, I said, if I had my way, I would wrap all these kids in bubble wrap and then send them to school, to which he replied, go ahead.
No, you could.
Okay, to which he replied, to your point, it would probably be more effective if you did that than with some of the equipment that they are putting on these kids in the, So now I'm listening. So one of the other gentlemen in the room was talking about his 26-year-old son. And we, Juan, you have a son.
Yep.
I have a daughter.
Yep. I have both. I have a son and daughter.
And a son and a daughter. And I've played sports badly, but I've played sports. Look, I played volleyball. My fingers don't bend the same way my husband's played sports. The older you get, we all have that stuff. And there was no protective gear. We had those those knee pads that you went to. You went to Modell's and you bought knee pads. We had no protective stuff back then, but it's becoming more and more. But that moment in this breakout room where a father came to a WOW meeting expecting to talk about his real estate business and came into this room a minute and 30 seconds before the end of the breakout room where this wonderful gentleman appeared, and potentially this may have changed his life as a parent. I mean, I say this with emotion because this is what happens on a Wednesday in a Zoom meeting.
Exactly. And I'm curious to hear from Fred. Fred, please, we want to hear from you.
Okay. And by the way, Juan, I use Frederick.
Frederick.
I'm sorry, Frederick. I'm sorry.
Frederick.
It's easy to remember. There was a German emperor called Frederick the Great, and I am Frederick the Good.
Good. Okay. Maybe you put that on your slogan.
No, Robin, I want to thank you for your getting it and for really your gut level positive response. Because to me, having been in different businesses, I trust people's gut. In fact, that was advice given to me by the vice dean of the University of Michigan School of Public Health when I went for a job interview. He said, always trust your gut, never trust your head because your head lies. But one, it's really not, I try to take a kind of uncomplicated view where there's a lot of complicated things. Injury is enormously complex.
Yes.
And we have a lot of people telling us what to do or what not to do. But at the kid level, it's like, okay, everybody do the same warm up. Everybody do this, everybody do that. There's no personalized insight. But injuries are about us as individuals, not as a group. And you mentioned concussion. For girls, the number one injury today is concussion.
Mm-hmm.
And in cheerleading, 31% of all the injuries are concussion injuries.
Wow.
Who would figure that?
Yeah. You would think it's, because you talk about football, because that's the one that has been getting the highlight. It's the football players, and that's the one that's been highlighted the most. But you never think about cheerleaders. You never thought about it.
And,
so that is
and the fellow before, Diego, he talked about his son having an ACL tear. And yeah, I mean, these are things that alter your whole core. A woman I know locally, her son was on a path for Division I scholarship in soccer. Senior year in high school, concussion.
Wow. So we'll definitely take off this offline, but right now we're about to end. So we're coming back. So we'll definitely connect offline.
Yeah, we can connect. I'd love to share more.
Sure.
A journey.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you, Frederick.
And Frederick, as we move very quickly here, as you know, because WOW is like we move in lightning speed, and that's one of the things we move here. So it keeps it a little bit. Yeah, no worries. But all right, we'll get them back. Hey, Robert, do you want to tell people like when they get back, show them how to save the chat, the group chat?
Of
course. Because we want to encourage the continuing one-to-ones with people, because that's where the magic and that's where the opportunities, that's where the money happens.
Absolutely.
Hey, How are you?
And Amy, you're going to learn how to save the chat so that you don't.
I know how to save. I know how to save the chat.
There you go.
I got it down.
Oh, excellent. How you doing, Camila?
You know what I learned? That when you like, if you start on one device or you come in like at a certain time, you don't get the chat beforehand, you know, if you switch devices.
Correct.
So you don't get the whole chat. So when I've asked for assistance, it was just because I didn't have the whole thing.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. How was that? Thank you again. We had about 65 people today. That's truly amazing. I'm wowed about that. And Robin, can you tell the folks how can they continue those conversations and save the chat? Because it's important to learn how to save the chat, because we want to continue those up. Because I'm going to email the chat, a copy to your chat. So please also make sure you put your contact information in the chat, because we want to keep in contact with you guys. So go ahead, Robin.
Absolutely. So if you go over to the chat and you go to the very bottom where you would be typing your chat, there are 3 little dots. Please click on the 3 little dots. It says save chat. Click on save chat and it will connect you. So just click on the dots next to the little smiley face, say save chat, and it will save the chat for you.
Thank you. And we encourage those one-to-ones. Like again, please continue those conversations. Have this. Don't let it die, because you want to keep it's like a plant. You want to keep on watering those plants. So you want to keep on with those conversations going. So I think it's important. So please follow up. Please follow up with those people, and we'd like to hear those thank yous and recognitions next week. So we'll follow up next week. So all right. With that said, we're out of time, folks. And thank you so much for coming and winning on Wednesday. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys next.